superheroes often wear capes, which can represent the weight they carry. How are capes sometimes confused with emotional capacity? In what ways might we accept the dual nature of wearing a cape while recognizing that the support is still necessary? Period. So how about I ask this way?
Yeah.
Yes. How are capes sometimes confused with emotional capacity?
Now, this what you do. This one, I'll read that right there.
Okay.
Maybe that can help us out, because that's my wife, she read that.
Capes often symbolize strength and responsibility, but sometimes confuse wearing a cape with having unlimited emotional capacity. In reality, just because a man shows up as strong, dependable, and steady doesn't mean he isn't tired, overwhelmed, or need of support. Society often teaches men to equate strength with handling everything alone, which creates the false belief that being strong means not needing help. The truth is, carrying a lot for others, whether it's providing, protecting, or supporting, comes with emotional weight that isn't always visible. That cape can represent emotional labor, where men push their own needs aside to take care of everyone else, which can lead to burnout, disconnect over time. Accepting the dual nature of the cape means recognizing that strength and vulnerability can coexist, and that's on period. A man can be reliable and still need rest, support, and space to be honest about what he's carrying. True strength isn't about doing everything alone. It's knowing when to take the cape off and let others show up for you too. That was good. I love that. That was super
That
good.
was from my beautiful wife, Monica.
So, Monica, she did that.
She said she loved questions, though. She loved
Yeah.
it.
Yes. So I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and take that away.
You know what?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
When you guys were reading that, I mean that question was a lot. I must have read that question 20 times. I'm like, this is a PhD level question right here.
Okay. Going forward,
No.
we're gonna modify this thing.
It's fine. It just really it pushes us to really think. And as you was reading that right there, it just only one word really popped out of my head, and that was boundaries. Because
I love that.
I think like you equated the cape to weight. And we as men, we carry so much weight. You're carrying the bills and you're carrying the emotions of your wife, because I know sometimes I walk through the door and it's like it's like Charlie Brown. Wah, wah, wah. And I'm like, oh, let me get myself together first. Let me take my boots off and it's like, hey honey, it's not nothing negative, but sometimes it's just a conversation. Let me tell you what my day was like.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't get the opportunity to say this is what I went through today. And it could be positive or negative. It's just we don't get that opportunity to release. So I think sometimes we have to be intentional about setting our own boundaries. Be intentional about, sometimes I'll drive to Newport News, Williamsburg for no reason but to get something to eat.
That's right.
And that's my time to date myself. And you have to be I use this word, sometimes you gotta be godly selfish.
Talk about that.
To the point where I'm intentional about doing for myself. Because at the end of the day, don't nobody care about if your needs not met, if you don't care about your own needs being met. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I get from that. Create your own healthy boundaries so that you're able to get what you need. Because think about it, if Superman, if he dead, everybody else gonna die.
That's right.
So make sure I like to make sure that I'm whole, because if I'm not whole, then the whole house gonna fall apart.
You know what that reminds me of though? When Jesus, he took that time, like I think it was fed the multitude. He literally separated himself and he went into the desert.
Yes.
Like he took his own boundaries. He didn't wait for anybody to tell him that he needed a break, or he didn't wait for his body to say that he needed a break. He took the break because he wanted one. And I feel like that's the other thing, like we don't need permission to take a break. And that's the thing that we want to teach men, like take your break. Like you go and get your cars tuned up, you go to get your things situated situated, things in alignment, and take that same break that you need for yourself, because I know men ain't gonna let their car go bad. I've been around men my whole life, and I've never seen them let their car go out. I've seen my granddaddy wash his car 3 times a week, and I said all of that, like literally, right? And I said all of that to say, do that for you as well. So that was good, Prophet Love.
And you know what? It's important to have a partner.
I was just going to say that.
It's important to have a partner who really encourages that.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I can say about my wife. She encourages, get away, do something for yourself.
Right.
Because when we first got together, I didn't do nothing for myself. It was almost like you felt guilty for doing for yourself. And you went biblical, so I'm gonna go biblical.
Go biblical.
Jesus used to get irritated. Remember when they was on the boat?
Yep.
And the storm was raging, and they came and woke Jesus up. Jesus got upset.
Yeah.
So like I said, that goes into the intentionality of it all. We have to be intentional about setting our own boundaries. Look, I'm going here. I'm going to do this. I'll be back in 2 hours, and come back when you say you're going to come back.
That's right.
So.
And the break and the burden of the cape is not necessarily, we can take it off. Like y'all can take the cape off sometime. When you come home, you should be able to take the cape off. So I love that.
Like me, I'm a workaholic. I love to work. And then with me being a cook in the Navy, sometimes I can leave my house like 9 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and my wife could beat me home. But she know I love to cook. So I can have a bad day, whatever. I come in, I still want to cook. And I thank my wife, I thank God for her, because I think she know at most times when I need to take that cape off.
Yep.
And she be like, no, you go in there, get your shower, girl. I have all the food ready when you get out the shower. That's especially being married, it's a team.
Yep.
And when the first person, whether it's the wife or the husband, start thinking about then that's when the problem's gonna occur.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a team. I know when my wife need to, baby, chill out. Chill out, I got it. I got this. And she do the same thing for me. Because I'm gonna tell you, when you as a man, and you keep that cape on 24/7 because you feel like you got something to prove, because society say the man's supposed to take care of the woman and the man's supposed to do this. That's why a lot of these relationships ended in death.
Yep. Ooh.
I'm telling you right now. So it's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay. I had to learn that. It's okay. I sit back and I chill, and I feel better mentally. Yeah. So it's okay.
That's good.
And piggybacking off what you said, like when your wife tell you, go ahead and get you some time, she telling you for your safety, because you are plucking my nerves, you know what I'm saying? So she pretty much, you know what I mean? Because, you may not see it, you may be so worked up.
True.
She's so worked up, and she know that's gonna cause you and her to, so you need some time to yourself. Like, go ahead, babe, go do yourself, do something nice for yourself, You always taking care of us and kids. So basically she's telling you, man, go on about your business, you know what I'm saying? But you need that time you may not realize that you in a crash out state. You may not see it, but she's watching you. She see you working, y'all work 23, 24 hours a day. Y'all out there all day and night. And plus, while you at work, everything is still going on. Right. The kids still need this and the wife and the this and the light bill. So you at work all them hours, but life still going on. So while we focusing on this job, so men, we have to multitask. We have to be 10 steps ahead, while sometimes our women be like, well, we just gonna do this. But in our mind, not diminishing nothing that a woman do, but in our mind, we have to be like 10 or 15 steps ahead because our wives sometimes are so used to us doing everything. Burdens of a superhero. Burdens, like, we can do everything without no failing, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
Something else too. Women, I thank God for y'all. I know how strong you are. Amen. Trust me, I go to war with my women. Okay. I mean, being mistreated, being cheated on, I don't like none of that. You understand? But women, let your husband know how much you appreciate him. Amen. Let him know that. if you see him with that cape on and he busting his butt, handling his business and let him know you appreciate him, because that's just as good as me taking a break just to hear it. One day I was sitting on the bed getting up. My wife came and hugged me. She said, Lamont, I just want to tell you I thank God for you and I really appreciate all you do. I swear that felt like I had a 16 spark plugs in my body that was replaced. So women do that. We love to hear that. And men, we do it too. It ain't just y'all. Do it.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, please do it.
I love that.
16 spots.
Mr. Leonard, you ready?
All replaced.
I know you had something to say.
Real quick, it sounds like we're conquering this question, and I'm going to attack the emotional capacity piece of it.
Yes, thank you.
And I believe Miss Janice mentioned this is a safe space. So I'm going to release some things, and
Come on, brother.
we go.
Come on.
Even though it's being recorded, I'm
on.
going to release some things. I was raised in a 2-parent household, and you hear often, "Oh man, I wish that I had my father or my mother in my house." It could be a gift and a curse for both ways, I believe. And I say that because I've seen, being raised in that parent household, I've seen some things and didn't see things. And the emotional capacity, I view my father as being invincible. And I took on that piece of him, of being the caretaker, the financial, all of the above, but I never seen the emotional pieces from him.
Talk about
Being
that.
as an adult, I know now. I know as an adult, man, he had to cry. He had to feel pain. He had to miss out on things, but I never seen that. And I think
That's
that
good.
all of us here, we have to. We possibly can relate, but we have to break that generational curse with our children and our loved ones. And I say that because I'm hearing the same. I'm hearing the same things that I endure. I feel that I'm 50 years old, and for a long time now, man, I didn't feel pain. I didn't know what pain felt like.
Oh my God.
Because we've been doing things for so long. I've been working since I was 13 years old. You know, I've been dependent on for a long time. I had my first child at 19, and we've been knowing each other since junior high. I am responsible. I'm a responsible guy, and I only hang around guys that are like me. They say birds of a feather flock together. That's a true statement.
Yep.
I can name all of my friends. We have all of the same qualities.
That's right.
So when we talk about that emotional capacity, when is our release as men of the same responsibility?
That's so good.
I've seen this on social media, but before social media, I did it. I would pull in my driveway
Oh man, so good.
and sit. Just before I pull that mask off from work.
So good.
Come on, brother.
Yeah.
Before I go to the house, not anything bad in the house, but to say,
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Daddy, I want, it's time. That emotional capacity. I've learned to say, you know what? Give me 5 minutes. Son, I got you, but just give me 5 minutes. But the same way I looked at my father, I'm sure my kids look up to me and say, Dad is invincible.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed to say I'm not. I need a break, son. Just give me 5 minutes. Let me get there. I got you.
Yep.
But guess what? I got him. This cake. I got him.
Yes.
And I'm that's that emotional
So
capacity.
good. Yes.
When it gets to that level, we have to say, you know what? Give me a minute, because if you don't, my man mentioned, we see it often. We look at the news. We don't want to get to that point where you're broken. It's okay to bend, but don't break. You don't want to break as a man, because I don't know about, I think I can relate. I think you guys can relate. A lot of people depend on me. And a lot of people depend on me, and I can't, and I won't fail them until God give me my last breath. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share.
Ah, dang. Yes, please, by all means.
And it's crazy. That's amazing, like testimony, man. That's how we all feel. And the crazy part about it is them 5 minutes, and you still give it to them. You still got to deal with that emotion of you need that break. So while you're doing that, you got to force yourself to be present in that moment anyway. But you still tired. And when we talking about this, is one of the things that I struggle with. Is like simple as a nap. Like if I take a nap, even though my wife is like, go ahead, take a nap, go ahead, lay down. Still, I can't even rest good because I know or feel that a man shouldn't be taking a nap in midday or going to bed early. If I go to bed at 9, I got to deal with that. And then if I sleep in, I can deal with that pressure. And it might not even be no pressure, but it's just the perception that we've been taught a man shouldn't rest, a man should be going with that. So that's it's like the emotional like roller coaster, and it never stops. Especially if you somebody like me who always want to grow, grind and make something happen, because I have to because of the way I came up. I ain't want to be broke. I don't want to like just live average. I want to live up here. I deserve that.
That's right.
I didn't see it coming up.
That's right.
I see it on TV and all that, and it's okay to get to that level, but at the same time, that rest is important. So, and I don't even want that mental thing of, okay, I can't take a nap. And this is the first time, so my wife, she loves naps. My son can tell you, like, she loves naps. We take midday naps, you know what I mean, 12 or 2 o'clock or whatever, but she give me that space to be like, all right, it's cool because she's doing it, like, with me, you know what I mean? It gave me that space to do it, so I'm like, all right, I feel safe, but it's also that, like, the emotions, man. My son's coming to me, hey, one come to me for something, then my other one come to me for something, then my wife come, and it's a lot, you know what I mean? But this is like one of the first times that we can all sit together and it feels good. So that peace, the living that peace is one of the things that stopped me from being all over the place women-wise, you know what I mean? Or cheating on my wife or whatever, because that's unstable, that's chaos.
That's right.
That's not peace. But that moment you be in peace, like, dang, it don't have to be chaotic though. You know what I mean? Like, you can live a life in peace and not be looking around the corner like trouble about to come. Because coming from where we come from, some ain't right if something feeling. You know what I mean? If we ain't broke, or the family members ain't yelling and screaming at each other, or sitting down at the dinner table like eating together. Like, that was the weirdest thing for me. I'm like, yo, my wife and their family, they sit together at the dinner table, and I might be getting off track, but they sit down at the dinner table, they communicating and stuff like that. But when it come to me, I'm like, damn, it's a little bit weird, awkward. So I go to the table for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, man, all right, man, I'm gonna go upstairs real quick, you know what I mean? But now that even if I go upstairs, I still got to deal with the fact of knowing what I should be doing in the table. But now I'm in a situation where now, all right, let's go ahead and do this, and we sit together. I can talk and conversate and stuff like that. But it's definitely emotional thing that we deal with when it comes to that.
That's so good. I think Mr. Boone got something to say, and then you can go ahead, Prophet Love.
Just listening to the fellas about talking about capes, and for the longest time, and still too much for this day, maybe up to recently, you know, in regards to capes, I felt like, and maybe I wear one, but I was actually looking for mine. And
Wow.
as a child coming up, I lost my father at 6 years old. My father was murdered. So trying to find my place, you know, living up in a single parent home, my mother doing what she can do, the best that she can do. And then my grandmother and my aunties, of course, trying to fill a facade in a position how to become a boy to a man and doing right, or mannerisms, and you know, going seeking a job to make money and just be who I thought who they want me to be, but still trying to discover that. And then being brought up in church, you know, I'm trying to live according to the word and to be a man, but still so many things being suppressed. So many not knowing how to effectively communicate that. And then now it's like
I'm left with the what ifs. Or what if my father was still here? What I would be doing? Where would I be? Would I be a co-owner or something? Would I be taking over a business? Would I have went to the military? And so I'm just lost in the sauce as far as am I on track? Am I doing what I need to be?
My Lord.
You know, so it has been I've been struggling and seeking for years and stuff. So then when you speak about team, finding your person, and with my person, my wife, she's always been my backbone,
My God.
Come
and
on.
trying to find myself and come together and to. I think maybe a couple months ago, we were we got talking about my father. I just broke down, and I have never, ever just really just broke down and talking about my father. I really didn't know him. I was 6, but now that as I become a man, I'm 38 years old now. It is like I understood that he died, but I didn't really understand him being missing in my life. I had my mother, I had my aunt, so I was taken care of. But now, as a man, it's like something is missing, and I feel like I have a lot of questions of how I'm supposed to do this, how I'm supposed to do that, and I never got those answers. I don't know if he could be, is he proud of me?
Right.
Or, and I never had that man in my life to be like, you're doing good, Boone.
Wow.
I'm proud of you, Boone. So to be the first man in my family to go to college, to be the first man to have a custom home built, and so it's just so much never having that recognition from a man. So and I know I'm just left empty when it comes to that. And of course, my mom and them would be like, I'm proud of your son and everything, but never having that man perspective to come to me and I heard from somebody be like, I'm proud of you, is always going to leave me with some type of emptiness. So I feel like I'm still waiting on my Kate, and I'm waiting to when we do bear children, I'm hoping I can be the best father I can be and
Exactly.
live accordingly to that.
And